get Darkest into a lot of these controls of orbs on this A side. That close-up coming in from Alan is crazy. I love it. But yeah, nonetheless, let's see how it pans out here between these two teams, as again, you're trailing behind by 1 in the series, which is QOR, as they start off on the defense.
At least we didn't have to rap god our way through the opener with Winthrop. Or no, that was QOR running it down on offense last time, but Moobs has been the ultimate playmaker for Winthrop, ending that last map in the 1v1, and single-handedly muscling rounds in his favor too. We'll see if he's deserving of the nickname remake, though. And he already spots out him and does not want that smoke and is going to tell the rest of his team, run, I will sacrifice myself and we'll take one for the road. But speaking of road, the skies are clear for Winthrop to play really wherever they want.
Because that wall's still up too, and I love that they're pushing back through Waterfall to the C site, just because of the triple pressure that was called out here on the attack side from Moobs. Becomes a free plant now for Winthrop. Just a nice little mid-round call. Well, you do have now Ali trying to cut the rotates.
Like by Winthrop come into this game with a lot of confidence, especially after winning their offensive pistol round. They're very much stronger on that side, but fighting off a bit more than they can chew, though, being that deep into the defender's spawn. Trying to see and sense any weakness out of QOR. Now the 3-man push through Waterfall off of the call from Darkest, then the util, but Winthrop hold the line, and there's just Ali left. QOR fight tooth and nail, and that Aftershock did some damage, but anyway, it's just Logan. He gets it halfway. He's just one shot, and the one shot is all Ali needs.
Oof. Well, he took a couple of shots before, though, from Ali, and thankfully the last bullet in the chamber does get the kill on the Darkest, and her reload is good enough for the body shot on a one-shottable, trying to get the defuse here towards the end. Again, just a nice little mid-round pivot, a nice idea from QOR at the beginning on the defense, but it's just how you counteract after. That smoke drop so that you reposition from the Omen 2, from the way that Glyph has been playing, caught some players off guard on a rotate. Just very, very nicely done. For Winthrop University for the pistol round on the adaptation on the fly. Second round is just a gamble stack into the A site. Doesn't look like they're trying to go for like a 3-2-1 swing. They're just waiting for this door to maybe get tapped open so they could just fault line towards orb or towards the door, and you fled back out towards it. So Winthrop University, they're setting Moobs to be the spy and trying to look around that side again, and he'll spot 2 at least.
And both teams ended up thriftying against the anti-eco after dropping the first pistol round, which is, we kind of saw, we said how wild that first map was. Winthrop setting up camp, very happy, but QOR haven't really had to use too much. They have all of Darkest's util lurking around B. He can come in and fault line flash whatever he wants, and even Nerf can prowler up close.
They didn't break that Logan flash too, so that might be help for them to retake towards the C site.
I can even start with that, but wait, Infiltrator tries to get ahead of the game, does get tagged by the Darkest util, and QOR layer up towards Winthrop. Glyph delivers a big double kill. Make this possible. I don't know. Governor is getting ran down. And there is, once again, the turnaround from the QOR side.
Just missing the protocols, at least the basics as you enter the site. Yes, it did get value when you ran in towards that C site, but not breaking that flash when you went for that post plant. I'm pretty sure that blinded a couple of players playing outside of water, which allowed your core to just flood back through smokes. Nicely thrown here to cut off the angles that are being watched by Winthrop University, and it just got flooded through. Even Darkest, that's twice. We talked about how Breach, you know, lost a lot of credit here going into this current era of the meta. But Darkest landed 2 perfect fault lines from the pistol round to the second one, even allowing to give himself an assist on that 1v1 against the opponent pushing towards Waterfall.
Oh. Yeah, well, QORs don't like to chill on sand mound, so Winthrop are going to have to be aware of that. They try to open the door, and they get kicked in the face. No one is home, no longer. And it's just Infiltrator on the other side of a smoke, and he won't be able to really do much.
Strike down, C.
Well, Winthrop haven't been able to go anywhere this round. Now the spike's down, and see how many weapons QOR can bring over to the next round.
Probably none, if not only the Ali Vandal here that they tried to carry over. That was the only investment that they did, which immediately gets plastered or owned by Nerve That said, that's a great buy from Core to bring out the Outlaw in that second round. Alum gets great value out of that to cover up towards the C Mountain main. And now that's going to just change things a little bit here for the side of Winthrop University on the attack.
One enemy remaining.
Okay, everybody's just getting caught off guard. You're seeing the angles that are getting picked off too. I mean, respectable. It's a lower buy that you had in that previous round. Now, because you invested a Vandal that didn't get any value, it's only a Guardian for Ali, but Ali's pretty good enough to be to bring value out of that weapon. From the shadows available too, but it seems like Winthrop University are focusing into that A side rubble control that Dryad was mentioning before here at the desk.
And Winthrop going back to like a corrodish strat of leaving that vice wall on the side that you're expecting a lot more aggression on, which was the C side. After a lot of mound presence, Ali just stays steady, stays patient. It pays off. Now to Prowler to make sure no one else is nearby. Of course, we'll have a lot of delays, including a flash and thorns on the C side, but that's not what Winthrop are really interested in right now.
Yeah, and they're still going to continue to default. So you throw that C side smoke, you force out at least the thorns, you just try to clear corners.
Well, Governor, not so lucky. Core not afraid to take more forward positions when there's a lot of silence in the air. And what a wall and what a double from Nerve. Who ordered this two-piece combo? Jeez. Winthrop aren't winning any of these duels. It's been a lot more one-sided towards Core ever since that Thrifty.
Yeah, it was actually a BOGO instead of a two-piece combo because that was a free kill in that second one. And it almost fell for like Winthrop University. They knew the wall was there. You tried to go for a 3-2-1 triple swing through the wall, and then one of them got caught left behind, so they couldn't go for the guaranteed trade. So that's just unfortunate. Again, it came down to the inserts. You have that one-way smoke thrown towards that C side. You try to make some noise towards B. Ali's finding like at least an opening there, but when you try to create a little bit of a chaos towards that A side, it didn't work out for the side of Winthrop. So the first mistake that we're currently seeing here on Winthrop for the second map. And Core, I mean, it's a similar storyline right now here, Lemon Kiwi, where they have strong control of the first half at the very beginning, but once we start getting into those swing rounds with these ults, you might see a different type of story where we might be tied up once again.
There's a lot of pressure on this fade of Governor to just, where do you Prowler? How can you make this defense uncomfortable? Because with how close Core are holding, like you would expect the right Prowler at the right time could give the edge to Winthrop, but now they fight through rubble, teleporting forward. Core up, split up the Winthrop team, and Glyph is the duckling that got left behind. So Winthrop will take advantage of the open space and open in quotations. Darkest is still a beast. We'll take one for the road, and now Winthrop very much hesitating after spotting that shear. And now what? Now you gotta re-clear again.
At least it's Guardian Sheriff. They already saw the Neon rotate across too, so they know that it's weak on the A side rubble control. They can force a TB back from Tuzi and maybe pick him off.
Cover going out.
Ooh, Tuzi choosing his moment carefully. Does he? Oh, how does he get out of this one? Does have to teleport just in time after the C's grabbed him. The haunt from Core keeps everything at a standstill. Winthrop still left to swing out of the smoke with the firing squad. Core hold the line. And man, Winthrop haven't had any rounds look close. It's now a 4-win streak for Core.
I mean, you saw too that they're not really trying to leverage the breach to move quickly with them to fight for the rubble control. They're leveraging Darkest to play from the B site, so he'd actually try to get value from fault lines across the map and to really try to slow down any type of quick hits, sorry. But you already still have 3 guys moving on that side with the Neon, Omen, and the Fade. And as you're trying to take rubble control and orb control for the attack side, it gets fully denied. This is the swing rounds we're talking about. The pit available for Ali. Rifle round. Interesting push. It's just a jump TP just to find information in the front B side. They see nothing, so they know the hit's coming towards A now because of the forward position of the Fade.
Well, Winthrop got a lot of space. And they're trying to fight fire with fire. They'll leave their lurk behind here of Ali. And the pit will help a lot if they can actually get set up, which has been the real story. Because the rolling thunder from Darkest, they may not even let you plant, and Logan's not gonna let this lurk go by easily. A quick rolling thunder from the Darkest side. The door still has to open. Nerve will get a heads up play coming out of C, and Winthrop are absolutely pinned, but they bite back in the biggest way. Governor converts 2 and makes this round possible, but a 1v2, he's been spotted with the spike, knows 1 is behind, and just decides to face danger head on. Does not work out.
Yeah, I like the idea. Try to catch him off guard, but Allen's just been on a different level throughout the series so far. And I think that's 2 mistakes in a row now. I do appreciate that Ali has been inserted towards that tree, but it continues to walk out before Winthrop actually makes any type of noise into the C side. So naturally, nobody really is going to rotate out from the side of core. I think especially if the vice wall, once again, I think it was still set up towards A, right? So I don't think it was baited out. So these guys are still in pristine positions for core. They didn't have to overreact yet. We talked about how Darkest is really good in this position from playing that B site. Rolling Thunder gets extreme value on top of that when Winthrop had no choice to say, okay, well, we have to hit the C site because you lost our A site insert. And I think that is going to be the timeout to have them make sure that they slow down that tempo despite them getting good inserts. Or a little bit, it almost felt like Ali felt like he had to make a move because he was left on an island in a pistol round when he was on the C site.
Yeah, just an incredible call from Nerve. Rolling Thunder soon as Winthrop were around the corner, and Nerve's been part of that original core of course since like 2023, the IGL, and worked so well with Darkest. They have synergy of their own with players from Northwood, so it did get a little hectic to fight through that Rolling Thunder, but Darkest is on top of the lobby for a reason. Just need the timeout though for Winthrop because it's been looking rough.
Definitely didn't even need to farm orbs for the side of Darkest. He's just landing kills and building up these Rolling Thunders on his own. Solo holding the B site, so this timeout is spotting some sort of a weakness on this B site.
Ooh, Nightfall in response from Core to help Darkest after he got hit by a Paranoia, and the kills just keep ringing in for Core from all angles. They just flood in like rats, and Winthrop just don't have any space to stand on. It's about to be a flawless until we're kind of just trolling a bit, but this is a Core map pick, I tell you.
I'm okay with that, actually. He gives his life away. My cope is they're just trying to give the orb into the next person because he already has his overdrive, so it's actually quite nice. They've cycled perfect ultimates for the side of core, from a breach ultimate to a fade ultimate to deny and also conquer, from B site pushes to C site mount control. This is all very nicely done here by core on the defensive side. And remember when I talked about these important swing rounds that when the ults are going to be available? It's been core at the very beginning that knocked at the door, but this time finally it's a full 5 setup in terms of ults.
Oh my god, Core are just storming the trenches. 2 pushing down C, 2 pushing down mid. Winthrop didn't even have time to have a thought. But wait, Governor, these multi-kills, and now the 3rd. He has now just swung this whole round in Winthrop's favor, just when they had their backs against the wall. Winthrop, man, they handled that pressure beautifully.
Redundant.
That's the early flash being thrown by Moobs too in front of B main, so you can't really pinch in as quickly as you could back into the Breach Neon meta that had so many cool plays in the past. I think 100 Thieves are one of those teams that actually did it as well, just to send Asuna out with his Neon off the Breach fault line. But
Who's got this now?
you just talked about it. It is Governor just able to do some nice multi-kills, head on a swivel to understand where the hits are coming from, and just saves the round for Winthrop.
Kind of what the desk said, like, Governor is reminding everyone just who he is, and he is him, and he has delivered on these big kills on rounds that are much needed, because everyone was swarming from all angles, and Governor dispatched everything. So that was really sick, because it was looking, it is still looking dire. Like, if Governor needs to pull out a 3 or 4K to win the round, I'm still worried. Core, I wonder if does that change how they approach this round now that Winthrop can shoot back. Oh, showstopper. Oh my god, that box is not sturdy enough. It did splash onto 2Z in the end.
That's what I was trying to say here. Winthrop University are able to win that previous round without using a single ult. So they do have the advantage, at least now, going to round number 9. Nice little openers to kick things off. They still have a great ult to overtake sites. And now Alim's position's given away in a 4th spot on B. You do have some players meeting up on this A side, though, so you're going to try to pull a rotate here on that side.
Darkest can still enable Logan if they did want to fight this. They just need a better sense of
got
numbers, but okay, there's the flash out. Logan with 1, and well, the spike is still in hand. That's nice, but it's got to travel all the way to the opposite side of the map. Well, it ain't gonna be that. All right, the Omen's gonna go pick it up. Sure, that works. Now teleporting on the other side of the sheer. This is still a little tricky. Steel Garden, expecting core to be nice and close, and it's Alim that doesn't need a gun. It just has an ultimate. It's got your name on it. But a trade, Ali has gloves back. It's a good trade. Pit up. Spike about to be planted. And Darkest only has a flash. But you still got the firepower of Logan. Can't underestimate what Darkest can do when he's top frag in the lobby.
Oh my god.
Just clears the way with the shotgun. 5 seconds left. It's gonna be all up to kills. And it's a deadly game. Bring her around the Rosie. And Governor finds it in the end, but it is the defense that lived on just long enough.
Oh, dude.
What a goofy round.
It was a goofy round because I have to say, they went for a 3-2, trying to sell a fake towards the A side. You're walking with the spike when you have less numbers on the C site. Yeah, it works out. You're still able to get an Omen TP to try to move towards that A side, but man, your 4th player is so far behind on the rotate across to try to help out. But Darkest, once again, what a heroic play on his side too. Great delays too. Great utility with aftershock and flashes. You have to think more about those pieces of util that he's using more than the fault line. That creates a lot of opportunities for core so far.
Damn, Infiltrator bought down to 0 for this op. This core have had a lot of presence on that left side, so it's time for Winthrop to switch it up. Prowler to check the box up close. No, someone is in front of C.
Interesting attack side op too. So they've been noticing this amount of 4-line pressure on that C side. So they tried from util, they tried from ops, they're trying anything to get these guys off the C mound.
Well, it does keep core busy. Just jingle the keys or the op shots, I guess, at C, while the rest of Winthrop get an open road, a highway right to A. Nerve's gonna try and get in position to limit them as best as they can. Nightfall just to guarantee the site. And here comes Tuzi to teleport over. Darkest eliminating any lurk potential. Now Winthrop just have to go play this from front to back without ults, but Glyph with a paranoia, but an op in hand. He's gonna just watch the backside. Alum, man, just strikes through 2. Makes this just impossible for Governor. Now he's been blinded, and it's core that are just fearless in these rounds.
Dude, their defense is looking so good. It's so annoying right now for Winthrop University to deal with the vice wall on that A side. It's so difficult for them to deal with the C mount pressure that continuously comes out here on that C side. And then also just trying to go for a 1v1 against Darkest, and Darkest is just owning them. I think at this point, you're going to have to start going for these pincers from this mid to B. Right now, with the amount of times that core has been playing towards these extremities, and there's no vice wall for the B side because it's always being used on A, there is some sort of weakness they could exploit. Because Darkest usually plays their solo if they're not going for aggro plays into the B to C side crunch.
Looking forward to seeing this Rolling Thunder too. Darkest finds a good moment on this cutoff towards A. They could ruin Winthrop yet again. Nerve is with them too. This is the same combo, just on different side of the map. A lot of smokes limiting core's ability to tell what's going on. Winthrop did teleport just 4, and I think Nerve senses something is up. Oh, that's
Okay.
a big opening too. Cut
And
this
that's
right
the
into
thing.
B.
they keep sending one person into the B main and it's moves, but thankfully he won that fight. And with that first TP that you heard from the Omen getting through the wall, it pulls out the defense toward that back lines all the way towards the spawn because they feel that threat from the Omen. So Glyph just stays towards the staircase. It's an open A site for them to take. And that's off again. The first pick coming out from moves.
Oh. Rolling Thunder, Glyph just didn't want to check that yet, and Darkus is still going to humble him at the end. Winthrop survived, but now a paranoia is thrown from QOR. They start to swing, and it's QOR not winning despite all these advantages. Infiltrator gets his moment in the spotlight. Winthrop all united on the right side. Logan left to pick up the pieces in a 1 versus 3. Really not having much to work with, especially with Winthrop basically on a high-low. The flash will be shot down as well. And Winthrop have some signs of life this half.
If it wasn't for moves, I think that was another round coming in for QOR, because that Rolling Thunder, as you mentioned, got so much value, but they just couldn't flood well enough behind Darkest, who's currently 14-7 so far, chat. He's definitely owning it up here on the defensive side. And at this rate, with the way that he's been filling himself, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing a Darkest operator on the attack on a breach on Lotus. We've seen it on Haven in the past too, and he's just letting all shots. And this is such a comfortable lead that QOR has built so far. Speaking of ops, Alan has it here on the A side. No pressure really coming out here from Winthrop in the beginning. I thought they were going to try to go for a surprise through the smoke, but that becomes a free kill instead.
He finds the gap. He finds the first blood. Doesn't matter what threat could be on the other side. Now Winthrop have to try and clear through Mound, and well, usually it's been Alum on that side, so a sense of security from the Winthrop gang, but they have to now dance through Thorns and a possible Vice Flash, but no one's there to fully utilize that, and Alum gets 2.
Walking through his own wall when, again, they haven't really pulled rotates yet.
Well, they're going to try and pull off a miracle. Winthrop 3 versus 5 moves. It's always been the one to give the team a chance.
Oh, dude, you
He's
jumped
tagged
down.
up.
Governor just jumped down instead of planning. That they wasted much more time. Anyways.
Get him, Vance. Okay, what? 31 HP in a dream. Can't see. Just gonna go off the vibes. But wait, QOR picking them apart. 2 versus 1. And it's moves. Trying to help pull off the 3 versus 5 comeback. But having to survive against this deadly duo is just a challenge they can't overcome.
Yeah, and I respect it. They were trying to find a timing to cut the rotates from Waterfall because Ali still spotted, what, 2 or 3 players with the crossfire on the A side when he gave his life away. But you just jumped out to go for the, instead of going for the plant, you wasted some time. Now you're away from the fight. You can't really repush. You're just caught and sandwiched towards the end. Almost got some hero plays out of that, but it's still QOR running away here with this first half.
Yeah, that felt very one-sided in QOR's favor, but the desk have talked about Winthrop being able to come back from anything, being able to shake off bad starts and turn them into better endings. And this could be QOR just forcing the map 3, if not, where we go to Ascent to decide who goes to the upper final, and we're still on the upper side of the bracket, so it's not the end no matter what happens.
Well, there's a lot of focus from Winthrop University on the A side to start the pistol round. It's pretty basic of what we're seeing so far. And it's not a fight for rubble. This is just a regular high, mid, low with these sheriffs when people are going to try to walk across for contact.
Ooh. Let's see if they get a flash against it or no, a fault line. Everything being thrown Winthrop's way. They just evacuate. No, Nerve or Governor is going to step through that and see if he can at least get in a one and done spot. He's going to go solo past the smoke.
Retrieving flash.
Well, he's going to try and govern something, but it's an L, unfortunately for him. And then Infiltrator, Pete's, and QOR got a lot more than they expected out of that, despite dropping Allen so early.
Yeah, Governor doesn't get my ballot for that play.
Not Governor for 2025. 26, I guess.
He did try, but unfortunately just bumped into the wall, so his pistol was sticking out the whole time. Just a nice little answer back to what QOR received in the very beginning, and they have full player advantage, 4 versus 2. Just waiting for the players to walk up against them. which works because that's what Winthrop's been doing.
Moves
Spike
is
down, B.
so lethal when it comes to his ability to protect B and the double right clicks. You have to invest a lot to deal with moves, and then it just opens your back to the Glyph backstab. Wow.
Yeah, and I love how we just run one by one. The C's gets the information. I mean, you already had the information when Moobs got that first pick towards Broken Door, but where's the protocol to have 2 players to swing to at least guarantee that kill? Just him himself, once again, Moobs is able to get 2 kills and delay enough for the rotate from the back of spawn, and they somehow convert a 2 versus 4 back into their favor, back into their victory, because Glyph has players not turn against him, so he just gets free back shots. Trying to use a better word. That's why I was delaying my sentence, but it still ended up with the same word.
I'm surprised you know what that is. It's past your time, but we gotta take pause to just let that simmer.
Yep. Let's have a moment of silence here after that sentence.
Well, we're praying for the Winthrop comeback ? Because
I mean, it's a
still
start.
down
It's
pretty
definitely
bad.
a start. If anything, too, in hindsight, what Darkest did was actually really quite nice. When Winthrop University had the full Congo line at the staircase, the stun actually hit all 3. The Aftershock almost got a pick. But I just loved how Winthrop University didn't really want to force the hand after that first kill and they just waited it out. And they forced the mistake out coming out from Core. We're now trying to push into a B site just for a plant.
Okay, Ali does not get. Wow, he actually trades with Alum. That works out. Governor still trying to ego check Alum. Anti-flash. Good reaction. Winthrop taking the most. Doing the most out of this situation. What a play. Governor with the Prowler. The rest follow up, and that's the chemistry. And back-to-back rounds for Winthrop. Every pistol round before this, by the way, has been met by the other team winning a thrifty. So that's some stability after a pistol.
We went from trying to go for our plant to try to push towards the spawn to trade out that kill, but unfortunately, again, the spacing is not the best here for Core, trying to run it down. Look how they're easily taken down here for the side of the defense. Despite all of that, though, their bonus round isn't looking to be the strongest here for the side of Winthrop. The Outlaw is quite nice. It can basically one-shot 2 players on the side of Core. But the rest of the Bulldogs, so they're trying to push down at least for C mount control. And they're going to hear this Neon coming.
Oh, what a well-timed paranoia too from Winthrop, but doesn't matter. 2Z panic shot and happens to everybody. Can't even escape that. Ghost spades in the shadows, and Core get gifted a 5 versus 3 start.
Right, Glyph was just trying to run after that Bulldog and realize, oh wait, I don't have time to do that. And yeah, this should be technically an easy entry for Core into the C site, but it still moves holding the bend with a Sheriff.
Spike down.
Boots
C.
is always good for 1, but Winthrop have to double their numbers. They hope to pull this off. At least the double swing will be there. Governor has a chance to for some util, even a Prowler. They have some time to play with, and I guess who cares about util? But Governor is dangerously low. Need to see some presence from Infiltrator, but the Outlaw just couldn't find its mark on these members on the high ground. It's a tough angle. Advantage definitely on the Core court. Infiltrator's gonna wait this out and leave.
Exactly. We'll have to focus into the next round, but even then, I'm surprised he's not trying to just go for some outlaw shots now. Still has both bullets in there. Trying to chase him down, die to the spike. Still has good money to move into the next round. And also doesn't give his life away. I think that kill, if Logan got it, would have been super important for Core going to the next round. And now it gives him an opportunity for Winthrop University to try to delay and deny at least some C mount control to not allow the Visal to be activated right away.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, it was nice to see that last player just shaking his fist and running at an entire team. But I know Steel Garden, but I guess he could still play for the orb. Logan have his 1v1 against the opposition for the C orb if that goes well. But Core gonna make quick work of Rubble. A lot of barking at the other side of this wall, but nothing really happening. But Winthrop have a stack over at A, so this is gonna be an absolute death match for the site.
And already had the Prowler too as the door got tapped open, so they could retake control of this tree, which they did.
Oh wow, just a spam right through favors Core. A lot of good information from Governor, but what do you do with it? Well, it's time to lock in. Governor does just that. Mechanically, he is standing out today.
We're just giving away some free kills on this side of Core. This should have been a lot cleaner if somebody broke down that haunt. But a 2 versus 2, while you still have the Vice Util on the C side, this is still pretty good delay here. It's all going to be heard by moves.
Prowler's just going to check Waterfall, and wonder if Logan would want to plant just for the Steel Garden, but not a lot of time to make those kind of decisions. Flashed it up at Waterfall. Glyph, no paranoia, moves with nothing as well, so it's going to be a split approach. 1v1 against 1v1. Logan wins his. Glyph up next, and Steel Garden comes out, but it does still secure the round for Core. 2 away from forcing the decider.
Did have a little bit of communication that went on that 2 versus 2. So yeah, Moobs gives his position away, but he was just trying to keep those 2 players focused on him so that his teammate could try to swing out and try to go for a trade. Unfortunately there, couldn't work out. Look at how much ping it gets there from that haunt thrown on the defensive side. Really nice by Governor, who brings in another multi-frag round. Off angle is perfect from Logan. Even the Steel Garden being utilized, it's fine. We talked about how he could bring a lot of good value. It solidified the round here for the side of Core, while they still have 1 or 2 players closer to the pips to get the ults up, including Nerve on the attack side.
Yeah, this Nightfall would be amazing for Nerve. Someone's stomping away at Sanders. Some danger over at that point. You have the Prowler that will be tagging up moves. So Ali has to step up to support. Logan has a 1v1 against the shotgun. See if Infiltrator will get his one and done. Okay, Alum just spams through 2 smokes and gets lucky.
Insane
Logan,
shot.
Ego checks. Infiltrator still doesn't want to budge to like swing and look at that at all.
It'll give him 1. If anything, it'll just give him 1. But
I always assumed that, but
even if everybody's grouping up right now too, they don't have Prowlers right now to really clear close corners. It's already picking out 2.
okay. Good for 1.
Left.
Now Sheriffs may just want to go down with the ship unless, you know, it's a race against the clock, and if Winthrop were to get there in time, he could do some serious damage. Glyph is even going to teleport to try and beat them to the punch. Because of the smoke, you just can't really see anything.
Cover going out.
Core pretty much is going to be at 12 now. They have a flash to watch towards the back. They have perfect positions within the pulse plan, even a high-low to look towards the drop, and this is all good. So they'll be sitting at 12, and they still haven't used Nerve's ult when they're trying to find information in the very beginning. Just the Prowler was good enough to watch that front B side, realizing that it's really open here. Core is doing an excellent job from defensive to attack to really work the map. Winthrop, who's had some decent showings in the past, rather, on Lotus, even though it says 2-2, one of them was an OT loss that they had against Qbert Academy, which is not an easy team to come up against, and they were still able to make a good fight out of it. But this time the preparation does come through for Core, and they're doing this with a breach in their comp.
Oh, 3 ults versus 3. See what Core can do. They get aggressive, they get fast, and it's Alum that will be tripping up against some thorns and taking some damage in the process. Nightfall to hit the very back of the site. This will be affecting moves. Doesn't want to pull the Steel card in yet. Really trusting Glyph to do something about this. Now the Nightfall from Winthrop as an emergency plan, but this is just not coming together for Winthrop. This is the Core map pick after all, and this is the playground. And still so many tools left in the arsenal of QOR, including the Rolling Thunder that will suppress and keep Winthrop trapped on their side. They swing out of the waterfall, and it's still pretty good out of Winthrop. It's possible. Governor 1 versus 3. He's already been fault lined. They know exactly where he is. There's enough time to use a Prowler. He has to commit, take his ones, and he takes an L, and it's 13-5 for QOR to force Ascent.
Beautiful map coming out from QOR, and we are going to see Ascent for these two teams. I mean, this is the upper brackets after all, going into the stage and trying to make it to Ascension for the remaining teams here going into the split. So